कोड राइटिंग से लेके डीबगिंग एंड टू एंड सारा काम कर सकता है वो।
Great advances in large language models, so this was bound to happen.
इस टाइप के टूल्स के आने से जॉब मार्केट किस तरीके से इम्पैक्ट होती है?
They've really democratized the AI, let's say software engineering field.
So what are your thoughts on Devin AI?
If you ask me, I feel it's a great tool. And using these tools is not rocket science, it's not very difficult. But वो कहाँ पर use करना है, कब exactly use करना है, and which tool for what technology to use.
इंटर्न्स और फ्रेशर्स से बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशंस नहीं होती है, राइट? उनका काम बस इतना होता है कि द टास्क फॉर विच दे हैव बीन असाइन्ड टू, दे हैव टू डू दैट टास्क।
Whoever gives you something to learn from them.
कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, जब ऐसी नई टेक्नोलॉजीज आती है ना, तो दे गेट अ बिट attracted towards it.
Spend some time on good YouTube channels. I follow a channel. It's called.
Hi everyone, my name is शिवांगी तिवारी और आज की पॉडकास्ट में मैंने अपने पुराने गेस्ट को बुलाया है जिनके साथ मैंने AI ML का रोड मैप डिस्कस करा था। अभी फ्यू डेज पहले मैंने वो पॉडकास्ट रिलीज करी थी और उस पर आप लोगों ने बहुत ढेर सारा प्यार दिया, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत थैंक यू। आज की पॉडकास्ट में हम डेविन AI के अराउंड डिस्कशन करेंगे और ये डिस्कस करेंगे कि AI टूल्स के आने से जॉब मार्केट किस तरीके से इम्पैक्ट होता है। एज अ फ्रेशर और इफ यू आर लुकिंग अप फॉर इंटर्नशिप्स, आपको क्या करना चाहिए? हाउ कैन यू मेक योरसेल्फ प्रिपेयर्ड एंड रेडी whenever some tools like this come into the market? So for that, I will welcome Gopala on my channel. He's an artificial intelligence 3 engineer in Google and he has a lot of experience in working in AI and ML field. So hi Gopala, how are you doing? And welcome back to my channel.
Hey Shivangi, it's great to be back. I'm doing good and it's always a great pleasure to interact with you and your audience.
So since we know कि अभी पिछले 1-1.5 महीने से डेविन AI के बारे में बहुत सारी बातें हो रही हैं, ऐसा लग रहा है कि लोग कह रहे हैं कि डेविन AI इज अ कॉपी ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स एंड जो भी काम सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स कर सकते हैं वो डेविन AI कर सकता है। सो व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन डेविन AI?
I think if you ask me, I feel it's a great tool. It's something refreshing in the market at the moment. To be honest, we all thought that this is going to happen. Kabhi na kabhi to some tool like this will come up, right? We had the build-up already there. We had, Copilot, we had a lot of AI-based tools, great advances in large language models. So this was bound to happen. So I feel it's a good tool and it was today or tomorrow, आज या कल ये होने ही वाला था and it happened.
सो पीपल आर टॉकिंग कि अब डेविन AI आ गया है तो कोड राइटिंग से लेके डीबगिंग एंड टू एंड सारा काम कर सकता है वो। सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि इस टाइप के टूल्स के आने से जॉब मार्केट किस तरीके से इम्पैक्ट होती है? एंड ऐसा है क्या कि सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स की जॉब खत्म हो जाएगी?
I would say job खतरे में तो definitely नहीं है. So if any person who is able to do a task which let's say right now Devin can also do, they can obviously do one thing better than that, and you can always be better than the AI system because it's a tool, right? It's like a calculator, right? For example, I read a very nice blog. Somebody had written about how they compared Devin and like other these kind of AI tools to Canva. So Canva empowers a person to do all those creative designing and all those things. Anyone can do it. I used Canva and I am terrible at designing things, but even I use Canva. So similarly, Devin is going to be there for every entry level software engineer or every entry level person who wants to break into software engineering. However, when it comes to freshers and interns feeling scared or having that fear that this might take away their jobs or it might reduce the opportunities, I would say that the expectations will change, the jobs will not. So what I mean by that is that earlier अगर एक बहुत simple task होता था जो intern को करने को दिया जाता था, अब ऐसा हो सकता है कि वो instead of giving that one task, they might get those 5 tasks because everyone in their managerial chain, their manager, their manager's manager, basically all the way up to their top bosses, everyone knows these AI tools exist and they know the benefit in terms of productivity these AI tools bring in. So obviously, the tasks will start to become a little more complex. But so long as the person who's doing software engineering or who is new in this field is able to adapt and learn those complex tasks, those things will be the most beneficial thing for them.
जिस तरीके से मार्केट के डायनामिक्स चेंज हो रहे हैं और मार्केट में कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस बढ़ रही है, बहुत ज़रूरी है कि रेलेवेंट रहने के लिए तुम खुद को इन डिमांड स्किल्स से अपग्रेड करते रहो टाइम टू टाइम। अगर आज के टाइम पे तुम सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग फील्ड में घुस रहे हो तो जो भी कोर टेक स्टैक है जिस पे तुम काम कर रहे हो, जो तुम सीखना चाहते हो, उसके साथ साथ इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू लर्न द स्किल्स ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, मशीन लर्निंग एंड डेटा साइंस। तो अगर तुम अपनी कॉलेज डिग्री, चाहे वो कोई भी डिग्री हो, इंजीनियरिंग या कोई भी और दूसरी डिग्री हो, उसके साथ साथ अपने आप को किसी हाई पेइंग स्किल के साथ अपग्रेड कर रहे हो, सो डेफिनेटली यू आर मेकिंग योर सेल्फ फ्यूचर रेडी। अब डेटा साइंस एक ऐसा फील्ड है जिसमें तुम्हारा कोई करियर ट्रांजिशन करने का मन हो तो तुम इजीली कर सकते हो, कोई भी करियर गैप भी होगा तो भी तुम्हें डेटा साइंस फील्ड में जंप करने में ऐसे इतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी। या तुम अपना करियर स्टार्ट करना चाहते हो तो डेफिनेटली इट्स अ वेरी गुड फील्ड, एंड साथ साथ अगर तुम अपना करियर अपग्रेड भी करना चाहते हो देन ऑल्सो यू कैन डेफिनेटली एक्सप्लोर डेटा फील्ड। सो अगर तुम्हें डेटा या उससे रिलेटेड किसी भी फील्ड में इंटरेस्ट है तो मैं तुमको रिकमेंड करूंगी ओडिन स्कूल चेकआउट करने को। इनके जो कोर्सेज होते हैं वो लाइव इंस्ट्रक्टर लेड कोर्सेज होते हैं, 6 मंथ्स का कोर्स होता है, एंड अलॉन्ग विद द कोर्स यू विल गेट जॉब असिस्टेंस ऑल्सो। अब अगर तुम ऐसे स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में हो जहाँ तुमको पता नहीं है कि तुमको इस फील्ड में जाना चाहिए कि नहीं जाना चाहिए, इंटरेस्ट तो है बट किस तरीके से ट्रांजिशन करना है तुम्हें पता नहीं है, सो एक बार तुम इनकी वेबसाइट पर जाओ एंड चेक करो, बहुत सारी सक्सेस स्टोरीज मिल जाएंगी तुम्हें। गो रीड दो सक्सेस स्टोरीज, आई एम श्योर तुमको बहुत क्लैरिटी हो जाएगी कि इस फील्ड की कितनी ज़्यादा रेलेवेंस है आज के टाइम पे और किस तरीके से तुम इसको सीख सकते हो। अब इस कोर्स से तुम्हें बेनिफिट कैसे होगा, तो पहली चीज़ तो लाइव क्लासेस हैं। तो लाइव क्लासेस का बेस्ट पार्ट ये है कि तुम अपना डाउट इंस्टेंटली रिजॉल्व कर सकते हो, और जो क्लासेस हैं वो इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स ही लेते हैं, सो दे हैव एक्सपीरियंस एंड दे नो व्हाट दे आर टीचिंग, सो डेफिनेटली यू आर गोना लर्न अ लॉट फ्रॉम देम। इसके अलावा हैंड्स ऑन प्रोजेक्ट तो तुम करोगे ही, उससे जो भी तुम्हारी थ्योरेटिकल नॉलेज है वो काफ़ी स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाएगी, एंड अलॉन्ग विद दिस यू विल गेट जॉब असिस्टेंस ऑल्सो विद देयर 500+ hiring partners. And for your satisfaction, if you want to check the reviews of Odin School, then it has got 4.6 Google reviews rating, which is very good. So if you are thinking to build your career in the field of data या data से related किसी भी फील्ड में तुम अपना करियर बनाना चाहते हो, so don't forget to check out Odin School. लिंक मैं डिस्क्रिप्शन और पिन कमेंट में दे दूंगी।
So Gopala, as you said दैट जो इंटर्न्स हैं उनके ऊपर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ बढ़ सकती है, या जो फ्रेशर्स हैं, क्योंकि द मैनेजर्स ऑल्सो नो कि दिस टाइप ऑफ टूल्स एग्जिस्ट एंड उनका यूज़ किया जा सकता है, तो या तो उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बढ़ेगी, बट मुझे ऐसा भी लगता है कि क्या इसका इम्पैक्ट सैलरीज़ पर पड़ सकता है, क्या ऐसा हो सकता है क्या कि उनकी फ्रेशर्स और इंटर्न्स की सैलरीज़ पर इम्पैक्ट पड़े?
It's a great question that you bring up. I feel that the amount that you get paid, जो आपको salary या compensation मिलता है, is directly tied with how much impact you as an individual bring to an organization. And I personally feel कि because of these tools, AI tools, right, it has democratized software engineering or basic development के task. It has democratized it quite a lot. So if you can take care of the basic level task and you can use these AI systems to do that, you'll get more time to do more advanced tasks. So it might sound a little counterintuitive, but think about it. Like पहले आप basic task में बहुत time use कर रहे थे, आप as in the fresher or the intern, but now you can basically do it using these tools. So you'll have more time left. And if you use that time judiciously, अगर आप उसको ठीक से use करते हो time को, you learn new technology and you build more impactful things, then I would say that it might just end up giving you a better compensation. Like you'll have more impact and you can do bigger things. So I think we need to collectively, freshers, interns, will have to step up their game by learning these new technologies, because now they have much more amount of free time thanks to these AI tools, thanks to these productivity tools, let's call it.
आई टोटली अग्री टू योर पॉइंट कि हमारा काम तो डेफिनेटली आसान होने वाला है, एंड वी कैन डेफिनेटली यूटिलाइज दीज टूल्स टू इम्प्रूव आवर एफिशिएंसी एंड इम्प्रूव द वे वी वर्क। बट अनदर क्वेश्चन इज इन विच इज़ देयर इन माई माइंड इज़ दिस कि इंटर्न्स और फ्रेशर्स से बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशंस नहीं होती है, राइट? उनका काम बस इतना होता है कि द टास्क फॉर विच दे हैव बिन असाइंड टू, दे हैव टू डू दैट टास्क, एंड देयर इज़ नॉट मच एक्सपेक्टेशन कि उनका बिजनेस पे या वो बिजनेस इम्पैक्ट के लिए या बिजनेस ग्रोथ के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा इनपुट्स दे सकें। सो इज़ इट गोना सम वे इम्पैक्ट देयर लाइफ्स, आई वुड से प्रोफेशनली और पर्सनली इन एनी अदर वे?
So I would say that impact will be there, but I won't say it's a bad impact. It will be a good impact. Like a scenario which comes to my mind is, for example, like you mentioned, एक intern को जितना बोला जाता है वो उतना करता है, ठीक है? But let's take the same example कि जितना intern को बोला जा रहा है वो same कर रहा है. Let's say earlier without these AI tools, it used to take an intern 1 day to do that one task. Now it might just take them 3 hours to do that task. So they will have more time up their sleeve. So essentially the same intern might end up getting more work, which is not a bad thing, because at an intern level it's better that you get more work faster so that you can learn things. For an intern or for a fresher, the idea should, in my opinion, the idea should always be to learn as much as information as quickly as you can, right? Instead of avoiding responsibility. So it will be better in fact कि आपको एक task के बदले 3 मिल रहे हैं, and because of these tools you are able to do those 3 tasks in a same day without taking a lot of pressure or stress. So it will be a positive impact. It might seem like little overwhelming at start, but eventually आप अगर if you're able to keep up and if you're able to actually read and spend some time in actually learning the technology, so it is going to have much more positive impact.
Okay, got it. So, do you think that these type of tools might act as a privacy or confidentiality breach for some of the companies? So, do you think these tools should be banned in the companies?
Great point. In fact, that is always a bone of contention. बहुत लोग they talk and discuss about this. And in my opinion, if you're using a tool which is public facing, any tool, right, which is hosted on a website which you don't own or hosted on a server which you or your company doesn't own, you should advise caution while using it. Because आप अपना company का private data you're trying probably exposing it to a third party, which may not be favorable. आपकी company may not like you doing that. So ideally you should try to avoid using these public tools while exposing your company's data or code base or internal documents. वो नहीं करना चाहिए because it might cause legal issues, right, depending on your company. But a lot of companies that I know have also deployed these solutions internally. They've used a lot of open source solutions or a lot of enterprise solutions. So enterprise solutions generally are much more have much more regard for privacy. So they employ those enterprise solutions internally, and then they get the they give the tools to everyone in the organization to use. So अगर आपकी company वो करती है, then nothing like that. So depending on the company, it changes.
Awesome, awesome. But the thing is, when we see it from a broader perspective, a lot of monotonous jobs are definitely gonna get impacted and they might vanish as well. Is it true? Monotonous jobs, as in some non-tech jobs. I don't want to take out the names, but some non-tech jobs or some other management profiles, they might get impacted. What are your thoughts on this?
Great pointers. And I think when we say they might vanish, I would not totally agree with that statement, but it will also be impacted in a good way, in my opinion. Again, because non-technical jobs, जैसे हम बोलते हैं, program managers and project managers, they can also immensely benefit from the same AI tools and technologies, right? So I would say that their job description might slightly change, but the overall impact that these individuals bring to the organization will definitely increase. So it might happen that initially जो project manager या program manager एक project को handle करता था, now it might expect to that person might be expected to handle one full project, and then other project may also 50% help and all those things that person might be expected to do, because like I earlier also said, everyone in your boss chain right now knows about these tools. Everyone, it's like an open secret now. We have these productivity tools. So it is a natural expectation, whether it's good or bad is a separate story. It's a natural expectation to do more with less time, because you have these tools. So it's like going for a engineering maths exam with and without a calculator. If you have a calculator, it's an expectation that you'll be able to solve more questions than if you don't have. Right? This is just a hypothetical example, but it sets the premise.
Yeah, it makes sense. But ऐसे हम कह रहे हैं कि कुछ जॉब्स जो इम्पैक्ट होंगी जो कि वैनिश हो सकती है, मे बी देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी और देयर एक्सपेक्टेशन फ्रॉम दैट जॉब माइट इंक्रीज. सो ऐसी बहुत सारी जॉब्स हैं जो कि मार्केट में आएंगी भी बिकॉज ऑफ दीज AI टूल्स. वो ऐसी कौन सी जॉब्स हो सकती है जो कि अपकमिंग फ्यूचर में हम देख सकते हैं?
If you ask me, I feel that a mix of because जो ये tools हैं, let me put it this way, जो जितने भी ये tools हैं, they have democratized the entry level software engineering as of 2024, early 2024 I should say. Things change so fast these days. They've really democratized the AI or let's say software engineering field at an early stage. Means if you have to do basic website building, all those things, if you have to do those, now practically anyone who understands the basics of tech can do. So what it means is that people who were earlier non-tech people, like creative people, marketing people, business people, administration people, they were very far from the technical sphere. But now they can also come in and influence how the technical sphere opens up. In my opinion, it's a very good thing, because the more closer a business is to technical sphere, the better the product is or the better the solution is. So generally जितना आपका business technically sound होता है उतना better होता है, and इन tools की वजह से आपका business, जो business के management लोग हैं, administration लोग हैं, they will also easily be able to understand what you are doing if it's an entry level. Eventually it will be able to do even complex things like complex ML algorithms, AI algorithms. So that is where that also then depends on the technical person and the non-technical person, if they are interested, how interested they are to know. So these tools जो democratize करते हैं, I feel they will definitely help create new roles, especially जो techno functional होंगे. In my opinion, those roles might come up very very much in the future.
आई टोटली अग्री. तो जैसे हम देख रहे हैं कि इंटर्न्स, फ्रेशर्स या जूनियर लेवल पे तो ये टूल्स काफ़ी ज़्यादा हेल्पफुल होंगे. इवन द पीपल हु आर इनटू नॉन टेक कैन यूटिलाइज द टेक फंक्शनैलिटीज एंड इम्प्रूव देयर वर्क इन ऑल ऑफ इट. बट इज इट गोना बी यूजफुल फॉर सीनियर folks एज वेल in their live projects?
So it depends, honestly. A lot of these tools, right? It also depends on the complexity of what you're developing. If you're developing something from scratch, and if you're developing something which is not yet developed, you'll often find that these tools will not give you satisfactory results, and they'll often just confuse you. Because I mean, to be fair, उनके training data में वो data ही नहीं है जो आप ढूंढ रहे हो. तो how will they even suggest you something? So I would say that for them, it's still, for if you're doing something very complex, very new, for you it might not be that helpful as of today. It might change tomorrow. We never know in technology. But I think I will have to agree to that कि for senior people, if they're doing something very totally new, it will not be that helpful. But again, for boilerplate code, which everyone writes, right? Everyone has to write sometime boilerplate code, basic code लिखना पड़ता है. For them, I think it's definitely helpful, no matter what your designation is. Right? Even if you're a senior person, you don't want to write all the boilerplate code. You can just go ahead and ask some AI tool, or you can just use some tool for debugging, or you can use some tool to write some documentation. For those small tasks, it's definitely helpful.
दिस इज़ ग्रेट. बट ऐसा है कि मार्केट में देर इज़ लिमिटेड डिमांड एंड लिमिटेड सप्लाई. तो वो जो जॉब मार्केट है उसका बैलेंस कैसे बनेगा? वो पूरे जॉब मार्केट का इकोसिस्टम बैलेंस्ड कैसे होगा बिकॉज ऑफ दिस?
हाँ, राइट वर्ड इज बैलेंस, क्योंकि अभी थोड़ा सा इम्बैलेंस हो रहा है बिकॉज these things are very new, right? And नया एक्सपेक्टेशंस क्रिएट हो रहा है. lot of these job portals and all, they are having new roles आजकल. I have also seen a lot of new roles come up. So eventually, I think this is gonna plateau out. The reason why I believe this is because there are very few people who effectively are good in technical skills, but also good to use these tools. Right? Using these tools is not rocket science, it's not very difficult. But वो कहाँ पर use करना है, कब exactly use करना है, and which tool for what technology to use, that takes a little while to learn and get used to. It's like any other technology, right? Day zero पे you will not be that great, but eventually you will learn it. So I feel that over the course of couple of years, when people have come to realization कि कितना ये tool helpful है and how much it can actually help us in our task, I think that is where the job market will sort of start to balance out the demand and supply. Then तब तक अपना demand of these people might keep on increasing, and consequently supply will also keep on increasing as new people get exposed to these tools.
Awesome. So you are at a very senior position, and that too in a company like Google. So do you make use of any such tool? And how often do you use it?
Yeah, I mean, if I have to do some creative writing and all those things, I definitely would like to use. I mean, I'd like to use, because it saves time, right? You can, if you have to write a long write-up and stuff like that, it helps you and it saves time. But I always try to use things which are not public, because of course you should try to avoid that. But yeah, if it's for something I have to, let's say, plan a travel or all, I use Gemini all the time. Like it's really helpful to plan out things, and if you have to ask small questions here and there. For programming and stuff, I feel that a lot of tools, the work that we do, it's not that relevant for them, because like I mentioned earlier, अगर आप कुछ नया कर रहे हो, कुछ अलग कर रहे हो, which is not yet done, these tools will just confuse you. I've had my own experiences this year and a little bit last year as well. They start off, but the moment you go into something more deep, more technical, they just start to give you, I wouldn't say wrong answers, but they start leading you in a way which is like hallucinations and doesn't exist. So I try to now avoid that. I've learned my lessons. So if it's straightforward, I go and ask it. But if it's not straightforward, I stay away from them.
Okay. Got it. Very, very genuine answer. इसके अलावा मेरे मन में ये सवाल है कि जैसे जो कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, जब ऐसी नई टेक्नोलॉजीज आती है ना, तो दे गेट अ बिट अट्रैक्टेड टूवर्ड्स इट. सो वो ट्रेडिशनल वेज ऑफ सर्चिंग जॉब, ट्रेडिशनल जॉब्स को छोड़ के दे सीक आउट जॉब्स इन दीज डोमेन्स. सो अगर किसी को कम इंटरेस्ट है, तो क्या उसको इन फील्ड्स की तरफ डेलिबरेटली जाना चाहिए, या अगर किसी को बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट है तो क्या वो सस्टेनेबल रहेगा मार्केट में? व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट दिस?
I feel that if you have genuine interest, then you should definitely go. If you don't have a genuine interest, I would say still give it one shot, give it a try. एक बार try करके देख लो if you really like to use these tools or not, because I feel that people should be more open, and not should be, but people should try it out, because these tools, these AI tools, eventually everyone might end up using. So it will be good if you're, just as think of it like a new technology that you want to try. Just keep trying. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, at least you've still experienced it. So you should not shy away from the new technology, not to be scared of it. Use it, and be up to date with these trends. It was as what I would say. I would recommend also.
Yeah, I totally agree. So now that we are talking about learning these tools, what according to you are the best sources to learn and know about these tools?
So Shivangi, this is very interesting. Even I'm trying to find the best sources to learn about these things. The thing is that in the world of AI, things happen relatively fast, and I would say relatively. It's generally taking people by surprise. Like nobody expects, and then that happens. So the way I follow this news is by following the right people on LinkedIn. That's definitely one. People who are like really great influencers in the sphere of AI. They talk about these tools, and they also talk about what worth doing, because tools, so you get both सारे tools release होते ही हैं every day. So not everything needs your attention. So people like I know Nitin Agarwal, he's really good. People like Aishwarya Srinivasan, she's also really good. So these people are like really good if you want to know what's actually happening in the world of AI and what's worth investing your time in. Then I would also say that spend some time on good YouTube channels. Like I have, I follow a channel. It's called Fireship. I really like the channel. It gives, I think it has a weekly, code report. So it talks about all the new technologies, all the new worthwhile, applications, new worthwhile tools that are come up, and not just AI tools, like general programming tools.
Yeah, whatever
So there
happens
are a
with the
lot of YouTube channels
technology.
also.
Yeah, whatever happens with the technology, it talks about that.
Yeah. So those are like good avenues to try out.
Okay. Guys, this is not a promotion, so don't think that we are promoting any person or any channel as such. It's a genuine answer, so take it like that only. So AI tools के आने की वजह से क्या इंटरव्यू का लेवल बढ़ेगा, क्या इंटरव्यू के लेवल में चेंजेस आएंगे क्या?
Good question. I would say that अभी तो नहीं आएंगे. Maybe because it's too soon. Things are still they're in trial phase. People are still experimenting without. But eventually they might come. We can't say for sure कि आगे क्या होगा. But I feel like interviews generally focus more on your conceptual clarity than advanced clarity, because if you're conceptually clear, then you will be able to crack the interview. At least that's what I feel about interviews. So I feel, clarity अभी नहीं है इस पे कि will AI impact these interviews, or how tough or easy will they make them. I think we'll have to wait and see. Maybe 1 year till it sort of settles down, or maybe more than a year. Who knows?
True. So, some last moment discussion, that what are your thoughts on the enhancement of day-to-day upcoming of new tools and technologies in the AI field? So we can talk from job perspective also, and we can talk from learning perspective also, and the market perspective as well.
I feel that with the advancement of AI since the entirety of last year and even this year, one thing which is the most prominent is that, and I've probably already emphasized this in the video, is that everyone knows about these tools. So, it has often happened to me as well that somebody totally non-technical comes up and says that, hey, have you tried this out? And I am unaware of that. So, like, it's something which is very interesting, काफी interesting होता है, but मुझे भी नहीं पता कि ये क्या tool है. It's something new for me as well. So I would say that learn from everyone. Whoever gives you something to learn from them, because we are at right now at a place and age कि AI has democratized learning in such a way that people who are even non-technical might know more than a technical person. This
That's
has
true.
happened. So it's good to be open and learn from everyone. That's always a good thing. And the other thing that I would say is that with these tools, not everything is worth your time. So whenever you are going and reading about a tool or experimenting with it, I would also recommend कि आप थोड़ा सा time spend करो and try to figure out how that tool works. For example, even with Devin, I don't know how many people know this, but last year I don't remember the month, but last year there was a tool which was released. It was an open source tool called AutoGPT. It is an agent-based architecture which probably uses GPT 3.5. It used to use that, and it basically has agents that have access to the internet, that have access to your terminal, and you can basically ask it to write a program and do the same thing. So Devin, you can think of is something which is much more advanced than that. Of course, it uses better models, probably uses GPT-4 and has a good UI and all those things. It basically is an application layer on top of these. Auto GPT was from command line. So it is always important to spend some time and see कि actually हो क्या रहा है under the hood. So that gives you a confidence and it gives you a better understanding of how these systems work than to just use them. Use तो सब करते हैं. It's good to use, I would definitely say, but spend some time figuring out कि what is going on under the hood. That will also benefit you.
Great advice, great advice. So as before, Gopala, it was very nice talking to you. Again, we got to know a lot from you, and thank you so much अपने busy schedule में से थोड़ा सा time देने के लिए and coming on my channel again and doing this podcast. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, Shivangi, and thanks for having me there. It's always a pleasure. And this is a really interesting topic that you invited me to talk about.
Yeah.
So it's a great time to discuss this with you.
Thanks a lot. Guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button, share it to your friends and family and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post my new video. और AI का रोड मैप जिसके बारे में अभी मैं डिस्कस कर रही थी उसका लिंक मैं यहाँ पर दे दूँगी. Don't forget to check that out. और भी ऐसे वीडियोज़ के लिए do follow me. Okay, bye-bye.